Hey, welcome back to the Explainer. So last time, we got pretty good at filtering data using the where clause, right? Well, today we're taking the next big step. We're going to learn how to take complete control over the results your query spits out. Okay, so picture this. You've written what you think is the perfect query. You've got your select statement, your where clause is dialed in, you hit run, and what you get back is, well, it's just a mess, a total jumble of data. I mean, the right information is technically in there, but good luck finding it. Sound familiar? I bet it does. Yeah, take a look at this, for example. We're pulling vendor booth assignments, but because there's no logic to the order, it's just random. You see dates, vendor IDs, booth numbers, but if you're trying to track a specific vendor or see what happened on a certain day, it's a total headache. But what if we could just tell the database how to show us this stuff? Impose our own order on the results. Well, you absolutely can. And it all starts with one simple idea: sorting. So the first tool we're going to grab is the order by clause. And honestly, it does exactly what the name says. It lets you sort your results. You can sort by one column or even stack up multiple columns to get a perfectly organized list. And just look at the difference. One single line of code. That's it. We add order by, and the exact same query now gives us this beautiful, clean table. See how it's all sorted by date first, and then within each date, it's sorted by the vendor ID? Instantly, this data goes from being a mess to being totally clear and usable. And you have total control over the direction, too. By default, SQL sorts in ascending order. That's A to Z, or lowest to highest number. We call that ASC. But if you want to flip it and see the highest values first, you just tell it DESC for descending. It's that easy. But sorting is really only half the story here. To really get control, we need to pair it with another powerhouse command. This quote right here from Renee Tiate's book, SQL for Data Scientists, is actually the key to the whole thing. It gives us a massive clue about a really important order of operations, and it introduces our second command for today: limit. Now, the limit clause is just beautifully simple. All it does is tell the database, hey, just give me this many rows. You write limit 5, you get 5 rows back. You write limit 100, you get 100. It's a super straightforward way to manage how much data you get. So why bother with limit? Well, for one, it's awesome for just getting a quick peek at a massive table without having to wait for the whole thing to load. But its real superpower is finding the top or bottom results. Like the top 10 sales or the bottom 5 performing products. And that little warning there, but only when used correctly, that's the key to everything we're talking about today. So that brings us to the big question, right? How do you make absolutely sure that the 5 rows you get back from your limit clause are the exact 5 rows you actually want to see? Okay, here's the secret. It's all about SQL's order of operations. This is so important. First, the database runs your order by. It sorts the entire set of data, all of it, behind the scenes. Then, and only after that huge sorting job is done, it looks at your limit and just chops off the number of rows you asked for right from the top of that newly sorted list. All right, let's see this power combo in action. We'll set a simple goal. Let's go into our products table and find the 5 products with the absolute highest product IDs. And boom, here's the query. We select the product ID and name, like usual. Then, and this is step 1, we order by product ID DESC. That puts the highest IDs right at the top. Then, step 2, limit 5 comes along and just slices off those top 5 for us. That's it. That's how you get a top 5. You sort first, then you limit. This little trick has a name, by the way. We call it the top N pattern, and it is a fundamental skill for anyone working with data. Seriously, finding the top 10 salespeople, the 3 least popular web pages, the 5 most expensive items. It's all done with this exact same pattern. Order by, then limit. So let's just quickly recap the big takeaways here. Order by is what you use to sort your data. Limit is what you use to restrict how much you see. And the real magic, the secret sauce, is that order by always runs before limit. When you put those two together, you can find the top N or bottom N of absolutely anything. So now you can organize your rows and you can limit them, which is awesome. It's a huge step forward. But what if you don't actually care about the individual rows anymore? What if you want to start summarizing them, counting them, finding the average price, or summing up total sales? How do we go from just listing data to actually summarizing it? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into next time.